Hello guys, welcome to my world of programming. My name is Tumitladi and I have decided to teach anyone who wants to learn programming, or developing mobile apps, web apps, software apps for only 25 Rand per session for only an hour weekdays, Monday to Friday, from 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. There, the beauty is that if you want me to show you in detail something that works for me, for my system in production, then I can show you. This is not a typical YouTube video that I place there that you don't get to ask back and forth questions. There you get the privilege, using Microsoft Teams to ask me questions. Sounds good? Now, we're going to be talking about how do I send SMSs in ASP.NET Core MVC, right? But also Web API also, right? So let me start with the MVC project. So MVC, the first thing is that we need to have the service. So SMS folder, I send SMS service. It's an interface that returns a Boolean asynchronously. It expects a phone number to whom we are sending the SMS to and the body. The implementation of that SMS, here it is. I'm using HTTP client and then I have SMS view model. So let's look at the view model quickly. Send SMS view model. It only has 3 properties. 2 are the most important to you, which is the phone number and the body. Then the third one is internally for me, right? Which is the API key that's required, right? Coming back to the implementation of that interface, right? So this is me building that SMS send SMS view model, right? And then I'm gonna use a HTTP post asynchronously, posting to this URL. So let's take a look at the utilities class, right? Don't worry, I have redacted certain things. But for SMS, I have a web API project. Some people call it a backend, others call it RESTful service. And I want to spend a little bit time on it. We'll talk about this in a second. Let me come back here. So this is the project, right? I'll show you in a second. So there I'm pulling the controller. So the controller expects a contract of type request, right? Where I'm saying, listen, whatever I'm sending to you, it will have API key. Now the API key, I need you to check if it matches the one that this RESTful service knows, because there are number of API keys. So the one I'm sending is a random one, but it needs to match using the equals. And if it does match, then it's going to be correct. But if it's not correct, then we're going to say unauthorized, right? And then this is the back end of it. So this class, it's what I have come across many years ago, I believe in late 2017, if not early 2018. It's called the BulkSMS. It's a service. You see, this is my account. I have a 511 credits. I can send as many SMS as I can. I can send the message directly in here in the portal, or I can now send a message and I can check those that were sent last month. Let's check. There we go. Do you understand? So this is SMS that were triggered to certain people, right? So let's quickly check this back end of SMS API, right? It's a class that has a method, static method, SMS API, where I'm passing the phone number that comes in via the request and the body. So let's check it. So this is the API, the actual API that I got from BulkSMS many years ago. I don't know if they changed the API. The truth is, I don't care because it works. That's why I decided to create a unique RESTful product that I can just send a request to say, listen, I want to send an SMS, right? So it's using the hash table, it does a lot of things at this one. So sleep time, you can retry a number of times, you're using a for loop to try the number of times, it's using the threading to sleep for a specific period of time, it's using all of this. This is an API. I have mastered this thing a long time ago, you understand, for me to get the SMS to be sent eventually. So yes, going back to the code. After this, So we know we are sending it, then we are waiting for the response. If it's success, then returning that true. If not, we're returning the false, right? And then you have to register the service to the installers on a DB installer. And down here you see I send SMS service. Now, where do we make use of this? So let me go back to this guy, right click and say find all references, and then I'm gonna pin this guy. So we are sending SMS here, we are sending SMS there, we are sending SMS there, we are sending SMS here. Okay, right, let me remove this. So for subscription, let me see, administrators, when they create a subscription for a customer, an SMS gets to be sent along with the email. But when a user decides to create a subscription for themselves, they'll be notified via email and in SMS. SMS will tell them to look at the email. Also, let's see this one. Okay, if you have suggested a topic from the mobile app, License Setting Tips app, right? And then you say, listen, can you talk about this 1, 2, 3 topic? And then if the content creator makes a video targeting that suggested topic, you will be notified that, hey, remember, you have suggested a topic 1, 2, 3x. It is now available. And then finally, the most important thing, there's a part of a registration process. When you create an account, you need to confirm your email. After confirming email, you need to now verify your phone number. So then the SMS will be sent, right? So this is the number of times that I'm making use of that. Right, so you understand that part, right? Then let me show you also on the web API. Let me close this, go to web API. Let's check the services. You see there's an SMS. There we go. It's identical. There we go. And then it's been registered on the installer and the DB installer, I believe. There we go. Here. And then after that, where do we make use of it? Let's check the implementation. It still has the view model, right? So let's check the references for this one. Okay, for login, let's see what do we do with this one. Oh, when the subscription has expired, right? So we are notifying you that, hey, listen, your subscription has expired. Okay, and also let me find the references for people that are using Apple. When you're purchasing using in-app purchase, they know what I'm talking about. When your subscription has been activated, the SMS gets to be sent. So basically, this is what I have decided to build as a RESTful service. You know why it's called RESTful service? It's called a RESTful service for a reason. Let me do this. Let me show you something. This web application, it's a RESTful service because it's resting. But as soon as somebody right now creates an account, it's gonna go through this guy and say, listen, I have a request. So it awaits this service to process my request, which is send an SMS. Do you understand? So this is where the project is. And it was a fun project for me to build, like I said, 2 years ago, 42 comments. Then I was, doing certain things. One of the bugs was this one, increasing the length for the body, property, because I had to make sure that it becomes 160 characters. So these are the things that we get to do, you understand? And then I was fixing the bugs there. So if you want me to teach you all of these things, if you want me to take time to explain, if you have the questions, I can teach you all of this for 25 Rand per session. If this is what you want to do, I don't care if you're a student learning or you are out there trying to figure out, this is what you need right now, and I'm here to help you. Sounds good? I'll leave my numbers. Hit me up and I will schedule. Thank you.